town and turning it in. I don't know where we're headed now. I think we're going around town a little bit. Let's see what all's around here. What have we got anyway? Legends. Bring Thieves Guild, blah blah blah. Mission here. What is this? Visit the museum at Dawnstar. Okay. Yeah, let's keep talking to people here anyway. Since I haven't really went around chatting with people much.
I work for the Wind Peak Inn. You should head on inside.
I do have to run back by the house eventually. Maybe. It depends on what all we got going. I think I picked all these up in here already. I do not recall.
The Wind Peak Inn features the finest bard in all of Dawnstar. Me.
Oh, do you need a room?
Alright then.
All right then.
Alright, dude.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
They say that
Vampire hunters or
vampires
something.
attacked the Hall of the
in the old
Vigilant.
fort near Riften.
Burned it to the
Might
ground.
consider joining up.
Never heard of vampires doing anything like that before.
They're big enough to have their own jail? Okay. I can dig it. Oh, that's Mercurio. Why are you in here, dude? Oh,
The damn nightmares. Old Lady Frida is a grouch. But she sure can whip up a cure for the rattles fast.
Couple evidence chests. Go away, dude. Ain't nobody got time for you. Nothing too exciting. Hey, Eric. Oh, no problem. I've actually not been on quiet as much the past
We
few
won't give up
days,
this
but-
port.
I mean, I've been on, but... Are you feeling better?
I mostly deal with
Did
petty
you find a
thievery and
job?
drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
What is it? Dragons?
Good. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm here to lend my magic to the people of Dawnstar, if you could call it that. The Jarl can make all the demands in the world. I'm not setting one foot on that battlefield. I fought in the Great War. I cut enough young lives short. I'm not gonna do it again. About 30 years ago, the Aldemary Dominion invaded the Empire. It was a surprise attack. caught everyone off guard. They ended up sacking the Imperial City. I was there, blasting apart young elven men and women with fireballs and lightning bolts. By Akatosh, all the blood, the smell of flesh burned and pulled apart by magic. I never want to do that to another soul, ever again.
Okay.
That museum is a mistake.
The Empire will never take Dawn.
Just a servant of Skull the Elder. Not worthy of time or consideration.
With respect, Jarl, you can't ask everyone to throw themselves against trained legionnaires. Let's leave the fighting to the Stormcloaks.
You're right. Why dilute the glory with too many souls fighting over it? We'll drive out the Empire and be celebrated as heroes when we win.
If we win, this war's gonna drag on for years. I can feel it. We need to prepare for a long struggle ahead.
Enough of your dire predictions. We will talk about this another time.
My only aim is to keep the peace. Skald is very vocal about his hatred of the Empire. The tenacity of the Imperial Legion is legendary. We need to be ready for him.
The nightmares in Dawnstar have lifted, and I hear you helped that happen. You have my thanks. The Stormcloaks are destined to win this fight. Talos is with us, and when you fight under a Divine's blessing, victory is assured. Dawnstar has a history of being the site of battles that have crippled the fate of the Empire. I hope this remains true. The only reason dragons are attacking is because Talos is angry with us for turning our backs on him. As soon as we drive the Empire out of Skyrim, the dragons will vanish. Mark my words.
Very sure of himself.
Giants are a common problem in the Pale. The Empire always demanded I leave them be, but the Empire isn't here now. Go and slay one of the beasts. Should let them know that Dawnstar is not to be trifled with.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I don't know yet.
I'm counting
leaning
on
toward the
you.
Stormcloaks.
Good luck with the giant. Don't get stepped on.
I'm not a huge fan of the Empire.
By order of the Jarl, stop right there.
How did you get in here?
Since you put it that way, I think we can overlook your crime for now.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
There's no honor in being a Jarl's servant. No Sovngarde waits for dust cleaners.
I don't know. He just kind of appeared from nowhere. I looked left, I looked right, and then he appeared behind me. I don't know. Did I see a toe over here? I did see a toe. Alright, whatever. Still in the Jarl's Palace for now.
You should speak to the Jarl if you need something, stranger.
I'm no one special, just a miner who swings a pickaxe for his drinking money. Got any ale or mead? Got any ale or mead? My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Okay. Always like helping lushes. He was drunk.
I wasn't born in Skyrim, but when I served in the Legion, this land became my home. The Jarl and I have our disagreements. Sorry if you had to overhear one of them. Skald supports Ulfric's rebellion, and he doesn't like having a couple of old legionnaires living in his town. He's a fool. A dragon has attacked Helgen. Dawnstar needs the Empire now more than ever. Drowning your troubles in mead? A lot of folks are doing that these days. You'll want the Wind Peak Inn. As for work, you could try to catch Skald in a good mood, but your best bet would be working in the mines. They're on opposite ends of town. Stay out of trouble now.
Sure.
Horik and I have lived here ever since I retired. He's a good soldier. Hmm? Mm-hmm.
Talk to
Can
your
I help you?
husband, boyfriend. I'm just running around right now, seeing what there is in this town.
My duty is to watch your hands around the legate. I've been in the Legion all my life. I'm content to serve.
I'm working my way toward the Dawnstar Museum. I know it's here in town somewhere.
Quicksilver Mine is the best mine in Dawnstar, and you can tell those Ironbreaker miners I said so. If it's about the mine, I'm all ears. That would be Skald the Elder. He's been running Dawnstar ever since he was a boy, and he never lost that brat's attitude. Turned on the Empire first chance he got. Now we're all part of this rebellion. If you don't mind digging, I own the Quicksilver Mine. It's a better life than working in that damned Ironbreaker mine with all those milk drinkers.
Milk drinkers? I don't know what that means. That sounds relatively derogatory words. I'll get there. I'm not in a hurry to do anything in this game. Just going to run around. I've been working on, I've got a couple of tablet games I've been playing too, so I was working on them today.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
I helped my husband, Rustleaf. I married Rustleaf when he was in Hammerfell.
I traveled far and wide when I was younger. Glad to have settled down finally. My wife Saren and I run it together. She's still Smith's even though we found out she is with child. Our son or daughter isn't going to get much Redguard culture here in Skyrim. I know my wife worries how she will pass along her traditions. Hey, if you find a book called Night Falls on Sentinel, could you bring it to me? It's a story from my wife's people. Be good to have. Good on you. All right then.
The only thing I dislike about my husband's homeland is the cold.
Wait. I know you. There's no mistake. You're a wanted man, and it's time to pay for your crimes. All right. But you just watch yourself. Next time I might not be so lenient.
Okay. Is this mine? Why am I in a mine? I don't know. Because I've never been in it. I need a pickaxe. I bet if we look around here long enough, we'll find one. See, told you.
You know what I miss the most right now? Fresh air.
Shut up, Mercurio. Nobody got time for your belly aching. You know what I miss? Me. Whatever, dude. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Plenty of iron to dig.
Here to mine?
Well, that was the plan. But you're all on my notes. Guess I could beat them up. Take their notes from them. Boy, you look like a squirrely guy.
Been mining all my life. Quicksilver is as much my home as anywhere.
He does talk a lot. He has a lot to say. I took somebody's sweet roll. Well, I have to say this mine is nothing extraordinary. Oh, they went on lunch break. Okay, we're done. We've explored the mine.
Wait. I know you.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. I'm not even talking to you all anymore.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Oh, Mercurio. Who cares? Is there a barrel over here so that I can load down Mercurio? We can make some ore real quick. That'll lighten me up. Alright, Eric. He's apparently a goody two-shoes. Ain't nobody got time for no goody two-shoes when we're out exploring.
Once sailing gets in your blood, it don't get out. I've been a sailor for so long I can navigate
I don't like
these
taking orders
rivers
from a
and
boy,
seas
but I need the gold.
Everyone... I don't buy all that talk about ship captains having to be stern and strict. I want my crewmen to enjoy their work. By inheritance, as my men are fond of saying. Can't blame them. My mother ran the Sea Squall as strictly as she ran the house. I've been trying to find new areas of business, trying to win the sailors' respect, but I keep having problems. Take the last trade we did. Some fine-cut void salts from the College of Winterhold. Plenty of coin if you know who to sell it to. Sailors are what happened to them. They got drunk and ended up losing the merchandise in some cave. If you're not afraid of a little exploring, I'll pay good gold to get those salts. Mm-hmm.
Mercurio. Let's see what we can give to you to lighten the old load here. Oh, I have Rim Saver on me. Oh, okay. That's a mission thing. Doot, doot. Oh, I just started streaming. They'll start wandering in. It takes them a while to start coming in. Yeah, when I very first start streaming, it takes about an hour for people to start noticing I'm on and wandering in, so it's no big deal. And we pick up some new people occasionally early on, and then we trade them out for the old people, just kind of how it goes. It's all good. Everybody finds your way in eventually.
Divine smile on you, friend. All right, what is it? What do you need? Okay, got it.
You one shot at a dragon? Just didn't even know your own strength, did you?
Anything else?
Kyle, how are you? Thanks for joining the stream.
Wait, I know you.
These guards, man. Go away, guard. Anybody got time for you? Thanks, Eric. I'm doing good. Just running around Dawnstar, picking up missions and looting anything that's not nailed down before we go out questing again. Haven't been in Dawnstar in this playthrough yet, so gotta borrow everything borrowable. Wouldn't want them to think that I didn't love them. If I don't loot them, it means I hate you. So we're just trying to keep the peace, trying to make everybody happy. We're gonna end up looting that cheese. I don't want your cheese. This must be the museum right here.
And here comes my first visitor. The Museum of the Mythic Dawn is open, friend.
What?
Yes. My collection of artifacts from a group that toppled an empire. Why don't you come in? You can browse the displays and we can talk. I have a job you look perfect for.
Okay.
Let's talk inside.
Mr. Sinister Man. Anything to eat besides cabbage stew? Did I pick up anything? How bother? Too much crap. I stole somebody's sweet roll.
Feel free to look around. Come talk to me when you're ready to discuss that job I mentioned.
Yes. Survival mode.
The tapestries hung here and outside were
Survival
found in
mode
hideouts where members
it's
of the
an
Mythic Dawn
interesting
would meet
critter.
and plot.
And you,
The cult's
it doesn't matter how
greatest
much money you have, which I have a lot of money. You know, I've got almost
accomplishment
200K.
was
The
the
problem
assassin.
is,
Those robes were worn during the Mythic Dawn secret meetings, where they plotted to bring the Daedra Mehrunes Dagon into Tamriel. Each bolt of yarn used to make the robe, that burned paper is all that remains of the fabled Mysterium Xarxes, the blasphemous book written by Mehrunes Dagon himself. It's said that Mankar Cameron used the book to open a portal to a paradise, where all his followers would live forever.
Okay. So you're saying I should eventually come and steal all this stuff? Is that what we're saying?
The commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes were written by the Mythic Dawn cult leader, Mankar Cameron. He promised a paradise awaited his followers when they died, that they would be reborn by Mehrunes Dagon's side.
Okay. I'm assuming that's what you want me to do, is get your dagger back?
Did you have any questions about the museum, or would you rather talk business? It's no secret that my family were once members of the Mythic Dawn. One of my forefathers was even chosen to assassinate Uriel Septim himself. We hid from our past for years, became tradesmen, people of coin and influence. But I realized that the Mythic Dawn's importance, our importance, to history cannot be denied. I'll see everyone in Tamriel remember that for a moment, we held the fate of the world in our hands, for good or ill.
And you wore snappy dressers, guys. I mean, you wore those amazing outfits, too. I mean, all you need is a gesture hat and a scepter.
And here you are. Oh, I hope you found the museum to your liking.
Coming.
I'll... be tending the museum if you need me. They were worshippers of Mehrunes Dagon, the Daedric Lord of Destruction and Change. The mythic Dawn killed Uriel Septim VII and his heirs, triggering the events that led to the Oblivion Crisis when the Daedra invaded Tamriel. All that remains of the infamous cult I've gathered in my museum. Ah, an excellent question. Mehrunes Dagon is the Daedric Lord of Change, Destruction, and Ambition. Dagon's mythic Dawn cult killed the Septim Dynasty and opened the Oblivion Gates into Tamriel. They called it the Oblivion Crisis. A little history first. After the Oblivion Crisis, a number of groups cropped up dedicated to wiping out the remnants of the mythic Dawn.
I like cold. I don't like freezing.
One of these groups found Mehrunes' Razor, the artifact of Dagon. They split it into 3 fragments and pledged to keep them apart forever. That was almost 150 years ago, and the pieces are still being kept by the descendants of that group, and they're right here, in Skyrim. At least 2 of the owners, Gunzel and Draskua are dangerous marauders, and the third owner, Jorgen, I only know he lives in Morthal. Here are my notes about them. I'll gladly pay you for getting the pieces any way you can. No questions asked.
Okay.
The Razor is Mehrunes Dagon's personal artifact. It has always heralded bloody change and carnage. It's held many names. Dagger of the Final Wounds, Bane of the Righteous, the Kingslayer. The Mythic Dawn worshipped Dagon as a god. Having his razor would be invaluable to my collection.
So, if people turn
Good luck finding the fragments.
They're gonna know where it's at. Well, we don't need to ask questions in this game. For a second there, I thought I heard a wall. I didn't, but I thought I did.
I can take you to any port on the coast.
Really? That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Until next time.
Glad I found him. That'll make traveling a little easier. So what do we got? We've got... Who is this? What is this? Enter the burrow. What is inside the burrow? Doesn't really matter what's inside the burrow, does it? Well, it's a thing. Alright, whatever. I don't know which mission it is, I just know it's a mission, so let's go that way. I can't move it to the water. It won't let me. Let me put it there. Alright. Come on, little dude. Mercurio, we're going to a burrow. Why are we going to the burrow? We don't know. We just know that somebody's asked me to do something, and so we're going to go find out what it is they want. Ours is not to reason why. Ours is but to do or die. After all, I'm little more than a hired thug inside of Skyrim. But I make a good-looking hired thug, so whatevers. Whatevs. Whatevs. What is this? Hello, strange hut. Strange hut that has no fire. Strange hut that has a place for me to take a nap if I choose to. Okay. I wonder what your story is, little hut. Okay. Moving right along. Looks like there is a path up here. What's this? Getting distracted. We're gonna go see what this is over here. let's see what is on the rock before we head up to the pyro. Looks like we have a nice little campfire over here. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Looks like you're a... nothing. Sure hope all this stuff wasn't important to you. Looks like you were playing poker on that table before I got here. Okay. What do you think? Is he a good guy or a bad guy? That's what we target him. Nothing. We don't know what he is, so we can kill him. Let's see if we can talk to him. Excuse me, kind and noble sir.
Tidings.
Tidings.
Yes? Tidings.
Okay. Niente. Oh, we've discovered a shipwreck. Hello, shipwreck. For some reason, this reminds me of the remake of Ben-Hur, which is a really good remake, by the way. I like the original, but this, the new version was pretty awesome. So, Eric, we'll be here, my dude. Come back and see us when you get back. I might be streaming. Well, I would say that there's nothing too terribly exciting about this boat. There's something on this side. Hello. Hello, little boat. At least we can say we explored it. Harker. 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 How do you pronounce it? Well, yeah, you say we've discovered it. It's just we're not quite there yet. We're working on discovering it. Hello, Baru. for an entrance. I want chocolate. I don't know why I want chocolate. I don't really need chocolate. If I was an entrance, I would be... What is this cave up here? Is this the cave entrance, maybe? Question mark? Dot, dot, dot. There's not a cave entrance here. There's obviously a tunnel we're missing somewhere. Just finding the entrance to this thing is being difficult. Hey look, is that... Nope. Well, FUBU. Hey, shouting, how are you today, my friend? What is the good rumor? Oh wait, there's... Oh wait, See, look what we found. We found an entrance. Retrieve somebody's journals. Retrieve. Let's see what the mission is here. Retrieve his journals. I don't remember what mission this is or who I'm doing it for. Doing good. Hello, Joseph. How was Joseph? Into a burrow to retrieve some journals for somebody that we don't remember who they are or why we're doing it. We just know we have a
Don't
mission
like the looks of this.
Oh, shut up, Curio. You never like the look of anything. You're an idiot. Well, looks like we're going to have Drugger. Of course. Always more Dragon Priest guards. Common critter that I found. I do believe we found our first Draugr. Since we're doing Draugr, we might as well charge our weapon here. Wherever it was, he died. We've got two caves. 21. It seems the of Dawnstar are quite foolish, as I had surmised. They found my experimentation, and needless to say, were not pleased with what I saw. No matter what, my work can only flourish without the distraction of living among the unenlightened. I have found a cave off the north coast of Skyrim that will be more than sufficient for my continued studies. The ruins of some place should hold the materials I need to learn more about reanimating and enslaving the dead. Necromancer. On the personal note, I will miss the young maidens of Dawnstar. Such beauty was intoxicating. I often found my thoughts wandering around them, imagining secret encounters between myself and one or two of the local girls. Well, he seems like a complete and utter tool, whoever he is. Customer, be right back. Dun, 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 dun. Just in case I gotta blow somebody's socks off. You never know. For a second I got bombing tools. Sorry, I say, what am I getting? Pick up my city.
Nothing.
Yay, we leveled up.
Anybody there?
This is like doors that would open.
Oh, sure, I heard something.
Why don't you open a door? That's another one looks like it should open. No dice, eh? No pools out anywhere that I see.
See you in pieces.
have established temporary workstation in cold caves and have found multiple burial chambers with the snow and ice. Well, in the first chamber, I exhumed a few test subjects, all female. I was stunned to find my mind wandering again to the women of Dawnstar as I examined my find. At first, I was slightly disturbed by my thoughts, but later I found myself reevaluating. Creepy! The first trials went splendidly. Each subject was reanimated in a state of total compliancy, bending to my every task and whim. I have ordered a few of my new servants to guard the island, while the rest will act as my personal entourage, standing by me at all times, standing watch over me while I sleep. Okay. Dude, got a little creepier that time. Kinda scared what's gonna be in the third journal.
What was that?
Now you're mine. I knew I'd find you.
Did they just one-shot me, or am I just stunned? Very sick.
You won't get the best of me.
Now that was a one-shot. Oh man, this is the room with the duel. Quite a ways back. Yeah, I'm not gonna go up and get that chest up top. There's nothing up there worth really going for. I'm just a little bit lost now. This way. There really was nothing to the left.
see you in pieces!
I don't know off the top of my head, but I would guess 48 hours. Because everything is either a complete zone out and re-log in, or it's 48 hours. So to test it, I would, if I were you, I would sleep twice, full 24s, and see if it respawned. And then if that doesn't work, it's going to be a full zone out and back in. Either one of them will surprise me. Intriguing development tonight. My guards have brought me a trespasser they found near the cave. At first I was understandably upset. Not only was I disturbed during one of my few moments alone with my favorite servant, wink wink, nudge nudge, but I recognized the trespasser as a milkmaid from Dawnstar. She remembered me as well and made bold claims that I had been lurking near her at all hours. What lies? True, I had taken notice of her on occasion, but she was nowhere near the most noticeable of the maidens in town. Her continued accusations, coupled with my fear of more uninvited guests, led me to conclude that she could never return to Dawnstar. My servants were quick to carry out my sentencing. Her body is here next to me as I write this. Funny, her eyes are still so full of life. Perhaps I will try a new experiment tonight, using fresher materials. You, sir, have suddenly gotten to the degree of creepy that I don't even know what to talk about anymore.
Oh.
Oh. Apparently we have made it to the throne room.
Don't like the looks of this.
I'm assuming I was supposed to kill him.
These wizards are mad beyond reason. They understand only violence.
Madness is a reason. I wonder if that was our dairy maid.
Oh. Not get one of the journals. Oh, yeah, I've got a bunch more on me. But thanks for keeping an eyeball out for me. Put me back in there with him. I'm trying to believe I missed a journal. I mean, it's no longer marked as being here. The weird thing, too, is that the last journal didn't have an indicator on it. So it's gotta be in here, or it's gotta be, maybe I missed a door up here? Did I really miss a whole door? Say I definitely missed an entire door. Okay, that's a little weird. Flower in a cup. Okay, his last journal. Da, 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 da. The
New experiment has proven a success. The milkmaid, whose name will escape me, whose name still escapes me, was revived as the others, bowing to my command. With only one interesting development, she has reformed incorporeally, more phantasm than reanimated dead. As her glowing visage stood before me, I found my hand reaching out to touch her. Now he's macking on a ghost. And my fingers passed through her. I felt a sensation like any other, as if her essence was invigorating my very soul, connecting with me on a level no woman of flesh and blood could do. This discovery is life-changing. Day 35. I have ordered my older servants to go out and find any other subjects that may have become lost. With the discovery of the inner sanctum deeper still within Ungvald, I shall have sufficient room to store many new materials until I can transform them into willing slaves. I look back on my daydreams while living in Dawnstar and wonder if they were in fact portents of a time to come. Okay. Dude is creepy. Or dude was creepy. I believe I killed him, so whatever. Not gonna miss him.
Don't go stopping for a nap. If you fall asleep in this place, you'll never wake up.
Alright, GG. What's going on, Skyrim Gaming? How are you today?
Huh?
I'm going to make the assumption now, as we get out of here, we're returning back to Dawnstar. I kind of gathered that with your name. Your name? Dead giveaway, yo. What is your preferred class, and what level do you play on? Legendary, adept, normal? What is your poison? I'm not going back to Dawnstar, surprisingly. Red road paths. Let me see, where do we want to go? We go this way. Steal the staff. Play the clue. Or let me see, we can go this way. Look at all the missions over here. Speak to outfit, head to the court, investigate the Bird College, speak to the Bird College, streets. Well, we're not joining the Imperial Legion. Let's go this way, then around. Actually, what we can do is let's go back to Dawnstar, and then we can take the boat and go
lie about the Legion. Don't do it. Where'd my other e-cig go? Am I missing an e-cig? Must have taken it in the shop. Oh, Mr. Boatman, I guess we can go sleep and level over here too. So we also did that in Solitude. Ends way over there. Yeah, just take the boat.
I can take it. Where are you headed?
Solitude, please.
Climb on in the boat and get comfortable.
Okay. Let's see if there's a one over here so I can get back to Dawnstar easier. I didn't know there was a way to get to Dawnstar.
You talk to Egg Brothers. Deja has no words for you. You have no knowledge of who you speak to. Go away. You want knives? You want them in your belly? No? Then you stop talking to Deja.
Alright, bitch. I haven't talked to you before either. What do you got? Then I'll go inside to talk to you.
Hmm?
Sup?
Sorry. Some say I got my position because my cousin is the Emperor. Nonsense. The man's given me nothing. He can't even be bothered to attend my wedding.
Okay. So there is not
You
a
want
boat
knives?
then.
You want them in your belly? No? Then you stop talking to Deja.
You've got a little boat.
Looking to hire a boat? I can take it. Where are you headed?
Windhelm or Dawnstar? Windhelm. Dawnstar. Windhelm. Okay. There's still there's no way to leave Winterhold. I can get to Winterhold. Now I can kind of get around the map a little easier.
Well.
I know about the boats. At least I get to Dawnstar without walking. That was the primary. I eventually have a mission here. Let's not go through and kill people, shall we? Yeah. Not yet. I'll be back, guys.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Oh my gosh, shut up, Macario. Can't remember why I come to this boat, I just know that I do. Some mission or another. What, knives? Want them in your belly?
Being old's not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not bad. He's a little annoying, but he's not
I'm
bad.
too old to work, but
I've
that don't
used
make
him.
me too old to drink.
In one playthrough quite a bit.
Fletching suits me. It's difficult.
Welcome
and
to the
sometimes
winking.
Tedious,
Sure thing.
But a well-made
It's yours for a
arrow
day.
strikes forth like the fury of a god.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Feel free to make requests.
My way to my room. I've stayed here more than once.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion.
Sneak is probably where it's going. Got 3 more points to archery. I don't know if I'm getting bullseye or not. It's kind of redundant. That might be worth it, just because Dragon is so freaking heavy. Been a werewolf. Never was a big fan of the whole vampirism thing. Just never really was my cup of tea.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
I mean, I think I was a vampire a few times against my will, until I could get it cured or whatever. Yeah, I've been a werewolf. It's not bad.
This drink's on me.
Oh, if you insist.
Lycanthropy?
Fletching suits me.
I believe is the word for it. I don't know who created that word. I'm sure it was something to do with the Catholic Church. Yeah, something right here. I don't know where.
A coin or two for a veteran?
I'm a little busy at the
Much
moment.
to ask.
I've got all sorts of errands to run.
We're not going up there. It's where the castle's at.
Fresh fish. Fresh fish.
Whatever. Fresh fish yourself, you. Ain't nobody got time for you. Is this the one where we're talking to the wandering dude? Or is this Bart's College? Oh, we're going right for the keep here, are we? Speak about Tyrion's outfit. Head to the Solitude Court. They can be, yeah, that's why I don't do vampirism very much. I'm not a big fan of it. As I said, I'm sure some people enjoy it, it's just not my thing.
Jarls come and Jarls go, but a good cook stays for a lifetime, and I'm a very, very good cook. Everyone knows General Tullius wields the real power in Solitude. Elisif?
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
I don't abide fancy clothes, but you look like you might.
The Imperials are good for business and business.
Noises and lights. We need
I'm
someone to
a
investigate.
Thane.
Then we will
In the
immediately
future,
send out a legion
you
to
may
scour
want to
the
gain
cave
that
and secure the
information
town.
before
Half of
talking
people will
with
always
someone.
be safe under my
Your
rule.
Eminence,
Risk of
my
looking
scrying
like
has
an
suggested
idiot
nothing in the area.
I must
Dragon
return to
Bridge
the
is under
court.
Imperial
They
control.
simply can't
This
make
is
do
likely
without me.
superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh, yes, of course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragonbridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. But about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well, Varnius. You can rest easy. You're dismissed.
I've got what I came for. I better get back to Dragonbridge. I've done my part. Dragonbridge will have extra guards. Falk Firebeard will find a way to take care of the cave. All right, then.
So, you can cast a few spells. Please
Am I
address
supposed to
all
be
questions
impressed?
to the steward, Falk Firebeard. My duty is to keep the Jarl safe, not play nursemaid to you sycophants.
Where did Bubble Love Buckets go?
I am the Jarl's steward. If you have court business to tend to, you talk to me. You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work. The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name. That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted. That remains to be seen. By rights, she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim. But we must have the support of the other Jarls for that claim to have any meaning. Should they accept her rule, we will have peace. Of course he does. What sort of a question is that? Maybe you've been listening to Eriker. There's been loose talk among some of the Thanes, and I suspect he's the cause of it. You'll pay those rumors no heed if you wish to retain your welcome in this city. She may be young, but Elisif is the Jarl by right. And here in Skyrim, if nothing else, we respect the traditions of our fathers' fathers. You'd do well to remember that.
Yeah. Fathers, whatever.
Feel free to return to me with
If
questions.
I needed something from you,
The Blue
you would
Palace
know
is
it.
an open forum.
Nothing. I'm busy, and I don't like being bothered unless I'm expecting something from you. Oh, don't give me that look. Fine, I suppose I can find some menial task to set your mind on. We have something of a vampire problem. Bodies have been found with blood drained. I know of a den nearby you can wipe out as a precaution. I don't expect you to be capable of even that. I was, to my shame. The whole court was in attendance. I've seen much in my time, but that was a gruesome day. Ulfric showed up at the Gates of Solitude, requesting an audience. We thought he was here to ask Torrig to declare independence. By the time we realized Ulfric was here to challenge Torrig, it was already too late. By Nord custom, once the challenge was issued in court, Torrig had no choice but to accept. Had he not, Ulfric would have had cause to call a new moot and a new vote for High King. Torrig had some martial training, of course, but it mattered little that day. When Ulfric's lips parted, when he unleashed the power of the Thu'um, that shout, that ancient and terrible tongue, ripped Torg asunder. I was a member of the court during the reign of Torg's father. It was Torg who appointed me to the position. Very. I helped raise him. Oh, I could not have been more proud to see Torg on the throne. He made a fine king. A fine king. Vampires are clever hunters. More clever than you, definitely.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. Because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne. He thought he deserved it more than Torg. And so he came before my husband and he shouted. With that terrible voice. Like something out of a legend. Or a nightmare. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, he simply ceased to be. That is all I will say. For it grieves me to speak of it. Not yet, no. Although it is true my husband Torg was the High King, and I am his widow. Now is not the time to lay claim to such a title. This land is riven by war, and her people suffer for it. The Stormcloaks are a blight on Skyrim, and like any blight, must be purged. Only then will I take my rightful place as High Queen. A question I am all too familiar with. One my very Thanes ask often. They worry that Tullius is so focused on the war that he risks forgetting what's best for our people. The real irony is that, while General Tullius is certainly no Nord, the people of Skyrim would be lost without him. Trust is always difficult, especially for my people. Yet we must trust in Tullius's leadership. For what other choice do we have? Be well. Pray for solitude.
Do you have business with the court?
The Bryling's obsession with honor and tradition is... Oh, most certainly. At least when Elisif herself asks. If you're inquiring whether we have concerns about her age and inexperience, let me put it this way. The Thanes have every confidence in General Tullius's leadership. I must return to the court. They simply can't make do without...
Thane Bryling. I can always find time to share a word with a warrior.
Oh, hello.
Who am I supposed to talk to? Speak without...
Just tidying up.
Okay.
Watch your feet. We just cleaned there.
Aren't you a bitch and a half? I don't know why this is telling me there's something there, because I'm just not seeing it there.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward.
We need to come try and loot the crap out of this place. Well, crap. I have no idea. Let's go ahead and go back out front. Let's turn around and see if it gives me another icon to come back in.
Sibyl Stentor has a grasp of magical theory that I would never have expected from a human, even a Breton. No doubt most folk in Skyrim consider the dragons terrifying. I find them wondrous. I make sure Erica keeps breathing. No, that honor is Sabine Stentor's. A smart man steers clear of Stentor, and keeps himself out of the dungeon when she's having a bad day. Let's just say that the headsman's axe may not be the worst way for a Solitude jail prisoner to die. Look at that. I've told you to watch your tongue, and mine is waggling. I've said enough. You are free to leave.
Yeah, nothing. Why this is still showing. Oh, okay, I see. Well, that's very spiffy. This is for that
Working
shop
for Erica may be below my
down
stature,
the street.
but the compensation is acceptable.
Speak to who's it on? Speak to Enfys. What's your name?
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. It's quite fetching, actually. The craftsmanship is excellent. Oh, really? Well, you can tell them that I will be putting in a request for a few dresses quite soon. Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband.
Do I actually want to do the Bard's College right now? I mean, we can definitely go in and maybe get it started, because I'm sure it'll give me some missions for places I will randomly run into. Which one is the Bard's College? I can never remember.
Oh, Master, it's your time to do with as you please. But what about those who depend on...
Youngest bard at the Bard's College, at your service. I'm a bard, from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. I'm glad I could help.
If y'all will excuse me, I need to run the restroom. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you? Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people.
That's not what I've heard.
When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard.
Sure you do.
Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago. Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem. Not much, but as a bard, I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war, no winners to be had, and no real conclusion. If you want something a bard can dig into, look to the dragons. 1,000 years from now, Skyrim will have changed rulers dozens of times, but the return of the dragons, that story is once in an era. Not much, to be honest. Their return was a shock to us all. Gerard Germain has some tomes about them in the library if you're interested. As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Torig, was recently killed. Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof. I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it. I wish you luck in finding the verse.
Good to meet a prospective bard. He's sending you after King Olaf's verse, then. That's good. We shouldn't leave it lying around now that I figured out where it is. The verse was Svafnir's contribution to the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Each bard adds to the Edda in his or her time. And a very ancient one. The verse criticized the reigning King Olaf. He was so incensed the bard was put to death and all the copies burned. At least, that's what we thought until I translated some ancient texts a year or so ago. We now believe King Olaf buried the truth with the bard. If I'm right, Svafnir and King Olaf's verse lie in Dead Men's Respite, along with the burial chamber of King Olaf himself.
Okay.
Be careful. You might find more than just King Olaf's verse in Dead Man's Respite.
Do I want to run around and talk to people? Probably not. Looks like they're all pretty much gone. This is another place I eventually clear out. Well, I clear everything out. Every house gets hit in this game.
Gildy, what year did the Aldmeri Dominion invade the Empire?
Lady Atia says my voice is second only to hers, but she's selling me
what
short.
happened during the Red Year?
Morrowind suffered a massive explosion.
Vardenfell's Red Mountain erupts. Try to be
I
precise.
wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. And why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it.
That's true.
Farewell, stranger.
Youngest bard at the Bard's College, at your service. Anything I can do for you, I will.
I have faith that you'll return with... I have faith that you'll return with King Olaf's verse.
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions.
Fable to Ruin Dead. Do that. Click that. Investigating an old abandoned house in Markoth. Not doing that yet. We can. It doesn't matter. We're just not joining a side. Wanted me to ask Sibby Blackbriar about Frost, a breeding horse. Well, Dawn Guard. No, not yet. Got a strange gem. Mount, sure. Okay. We're not doing Dragonborn yet. See, it's Riverwood, Dawn Guard. What's the third expansion? Dragonborn, Dawn Guard. What's the third one? Grab my phone. Oh, Hearth. So it's just 2 content expansions. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We're skipping that one for now. So the only ones we don't want to do right now are that one and join the Imperial Legion. Do I not have a mission to join the Imperial Legion? Could have sworn I did.
His late
Well, I
lordship
know
was
where
quite
to do it at, so that's all that matters. Let's go talk to
Myra.
this guy. Are you the guy wandering around?
Please, take pity on an old... My master has abandoned me, abandoned his people, and nothing I say can change his mind. Now he refuses to even see me. He says I interrupt his vacation. It's been so many years. Won't you please help? Last I saw him, he was visiting a friend in the Blue Palace. But no one as mundane as the Jarl. No, no, such people are below him. No, he went into the forbidden wing of the palace to speak with an old friend. Said it had been ages since they had last had tea. Oh, and you'll need the hip bone. It's very important. No entering Pelagius's wing without that. Oh, you just don't understand. Without him, I am not free. Without him, I am doomed. All of his empire shall fall into chaos. Until next time.
Into chaos! Until next time.
The Imperials are good for business, and business is good for Skyrim.
Watch your feet. We just clean there. Not in your life. It's dangerous in there, and Falk doesn't even like me and Ertie going in every year to clean out the spiders. If you really want to, just be careful of the ghost. He snuck up on me once and scared me sick. It took a week for me to feel better. If Ertie caught me chatting, I'd never hear the end of it. Got lots of things to... Huh?
We made it in. It's yet another place I have never been in Skyrim. How old these potatoes are if they only come in once a year. I'd say pretty old. Would be my guess. Probably slightly crunchy. I think you're doing a bad job of keeping the spiders cleaned out. Just saying. Something happened.
Marty, Pelly, my dear. Oh, I couldn't. Goes right through me. Besides, I have so many things to do. So many undesirables to contend with. Naysayers, buffoons, detractors. Why, my headsman hasn't slept in 3 days.
You are far too hard on yourself, my dear, sweet, homicidally insane Pelagius. What would the people do without you? Dance? Sing? Smile? Grow old? You are the best septum that's ever ruled.
It's like,
well, except for that Martin
Mad Hatter's tea
but he turned into a dragon god, and that's hardly sport. You know, I was there for that whole sordid affair. Marvelous time. Butterflies, blood, a fox. How rude! Can't be bothered to host an old friend for a decade or two.
Hi.
How rude! Can't be bothered to host an old friend for a decade or two. Inside the mind of Pelagius, silly. Oh, is it your first time?
It is. Be gentle.
Pelagius the Third. Now, surely even you know about Pelagius's decree. On his deathbed, oh, and this was inspired, he forbade death! That's right! Death! Outlawed! Really? Oh, yes. Oh, what kind of message? A song? A summons! Wait, I know! A death threat written on the back of an Argonian concubine. Ah, those are my favorites. Well, spit it out, mortal. I haven't got an eternity. Actually, I do. Little joke. But seriously, What's the message? Were you now? By whom? Wait! Don't tell me. I want to guess. Was it Molag? No. Little Tim. The Toymaker's son, huh? What? The ghost of King Lysandas? Or was it one? Yes! Stanley, the talking grapefruit from Passwall. Ha ha! I'm wrong on all accounts, aren't I? Ha! No matter. Honestly,
Scottish man
I don't want to know.
Somebody else's dream.
Why ruin the surprise? But more to the point, do you, tiny, puny, expendable little mortal, actually think you can convince
kill you for your
me
clothes.
to leave? Because that's crazy. You do realize who you're dealing with here.
He is a madman.
Wrong! Actually, you do, sort of. I am a part of you, little mortal. I'm a shadow in your subconscious, a blemish on your fragile little psyche. You know me, you just don't know it. Sheogorath, Daedric Prince of Madness, at your service.
I can buy that.
Now that's the real question, isn't it? Because honestly, how much time off could a demented Daedra really need? So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave. That's right, I'm done. Holiday complete. Time to return to the humdrum day-to-day. On one condition.
Yes.
You have to find the way out first. Well, good luck with that. Ha! I do love it when the mortals know they're being manipulated. Makes things infinitely more interesting. Care to take a look around? This is not, I dare say, the Solitude Botanical Gardens. Have you any idea where you are? Where you truly are? Welcome to the deceptively verdant mind of the Emperor Pelagius III. That's right! You're in the head of a dead, homicidally insane monarch! Now, I know what you're thinking. Can I still rely on my swords and spells and sneaking and all that nonsense? Sure. Or you could use the Wabachak! Huh? Didn't see that coming, did you? Do you mind? I'm busy doing the fish stick. It's a very delicate state of mind. Do you mind? I'm busy doing the fish stick. It's a very delicate state of mind.
Well, I guess we'll just pick a
Now this is a sad path. Pelagius hated and feared many things. Assassins, wild dogs, the undead, pumpernickel. But the deepest, keenest hatred was for himself. The attacks he makes on himself can be seen here fully. They're always carried out on the weakest part of his fragile self. The self-loathing enhances Pelagius's anger. But his confidence will shrink with every hit. You must bring the two into balance.
What was that?
Never should have come here.
What you want?
It's nothing. Here we go. Hey, watch what you're doing. That's all you got?
You seem to be having a small problem, or perhaps it's a big problem. Maybe if you shrunk the whole thing down a little first.
I'll gut you like a horker!
You're as good as dead.
Here we go! Here we go!
Wonderfully done! Pelagius is finally ready to love himself. And continue eating.
Okay.
You've headed down the path of dreams. Unfortunately for you, Pelagius suffered night terrors from a young age. All you need to do is find something to wake our poor Pelagius up. You'll find his terrors easy to repel, but persistent.
Time to get lost, friend.
Need something? Never should have come here.
Something to crow about. With Pelagius up and about, you're moving right along. We'll both be home in no time.
How about a healing potion? That would be amazing.
Choice! Well, good for me. I find everyone being out to get you so terribly entertaining. You might find it less so. You see, Pelagius's mother was, well, let us say, unique. Although I suppose, in the grand scheme of things, she was fairly average for a septim. That woman wielded fear like a cleaver. Or did she wield a cleaver and make people afraid? I never get that part right. Oh, but she taught her son well. Pelagius learned at a very early age that danger could come from anywhere, at any time, delivered by anyone. The objective here is simple, you simpleton. Use your Wabbajack to defeat the enemy. while they do the same. Your creature doesn't appear to be faring any better than before. They think trade's on. Come on! I'm getting out of here.
What's mine? I don't understand what we're doing here. I'm assuming these are the bad guys right here.
Hey, watch what you're doing. Oh, I thought you'd never figure it out. With the threat gone, Pelagius is under the delusion that he's safe, which means you've helped him out, sort of. And we're that much closer to home. Do you mind? I'm busy doing the fished. Fixed is such a subjective term. I think treated is far more appropriate, don't you? Like one does to a rash or an arrow in the face. But no matter. Heartless mortal that you are, you've actually succeeded and survived. I am first to honor my end of the bargain. So, congratulations. You're free to go. I have been known to change my mind. So, go. Really. Pelagius Septim III, once the mad Emperor of Tamriel, now so boringly sane. I always knew he had it in him. Well, I suppose it's back to the Shivering Isles. The trouble Haskell can get into while I'm gone simply boggles the mind. Let's make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Clothes, check. Beard, check. Luggage. Luggage. Now, where did I leave my luggage?
Master, you've taken me back. Does this mean we're going home? Oh, happy times. I can't wait to...
Yes, that's quite enough celebration. Let's send you ahead, shall we? As for you, a little mortal minion, feel free to keep the Wabbajack as a symbol of my... just take the damn thing. You take care of yourself now. And if you ever find yourself up in New Sheo, do look me up. We can share a strawberry tart. Ha ha! Ta-ta!
I have almost no idea what happened. But I suppose we will continue with our mission. I'm apparently overweighted. Once you come back here, dude, and we'll trade some stuff off to you, and then we'll finish exploring, kind of. We can find a chest or a barrel here somewhere close. Yeah, I guess we can go all the way back to the start to find a barrel. I think there's somewhere in the corner here. Let's make sure I can click when you first come down here, dude.
Divine smile on you, friend. Need something? All right, what is it? What do you need? Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Anything else? Yes? I am an apprenticed wizard, not a pack mule.
Yeah, you do pretty good as a pack
Make
mule,
it quick.
Just making sure you are picking up everything. Yes, you are. Okay.
You lead, I'll follow.
Okay. Guessing there's not much more down here.
Huh?
Well, so let's see what else we gotta do in town. Picked up the bard stuff. We did whatever the hell that was. That was weird, whatever that was. So let's see what else we gotta do. I know we have to go turn the clothes back in. So it looks like... See, it says I have a quest to join the Imperial Legion. I don't remember that being on my quest log. I'll look one more time, but I did not see it. Hey, what's going on, Max? Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah. No. Says I have a mission for it, but I just haven't seen it. What I don't want to do is accidentally join the Imperials, because that's not sure is what I want to do yet. There it is, join the Imperial Legion. Okay. Any good? probably going to run, as soon as we get done with all the missions inside town, we're probably going to run Riften, because I'm going to go train skill on one level.
Lightly armored means light on your feet. Smart.
Wish they marked this a little bit better. Some of these missions aren't marked quite right.
Why, hello. Here to buy? That's wonderful. You've done us a great service. As promised, the outfit is yours. And here's something for your trouble. Thank you for your patronage.
This place is great for
Time
finding
for you to go.
disenchanting stuff if you don't have certain disenchanted effects yet. And you got the money to spend on it. Talk to Jarira. Who the hell is Jarira?
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords.
Can't a woman get a moment to herself? Leave me. That's close enough.
Back off. You're not supposed to be in here.
Oh, okay.
By the order of the Jarl.
I'm leaving.
Stop right there.
Hey, get out of here! You need to leave. You need to leave.
Smart man. Now come along with us.
Oh,
We'll
God,
take any
you
stolen
suck.
goods and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
Hey!
If you must venture southwest, stay clear of Volskike. It is a cursed place. A tomb where the dead still live. Staying safe, I hope.
They say Ulfric Storm... murdered the...
Did you take all my stolen stuff?
King, with his voice,
Yes?
shouted him apart.
I am an apprenticed wizard, not a pack mule. Oh, very well, but make it quick.
Really?
Lead on.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane.
It's the first time they've actually snagged me.
What do you need?
I don't need anything, leave me alone. Freaking guards. Worthless sacks. I'll be through to loot this place someday. Today's not that day, but it will happen.
of stuff. Even took stuff out of my dude. Let me guess.
All right, what is it? What do you need?
Can you take everything out of that chest?
Okay, got it. Anything else? I am an apprenticed wizard, not a pack mule. Oh, very well, but make it quick.
They may have cleaned it when he took it out of there.
Let's get going then.
Not stolen. Alright, whatever. It'd be kind of weird if that's how that worked.
Staying out of trouble, kinsman. You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords.
Curved swords. Well, you act like you never seen a curved sword before, dude. Excuse me.
What do you need?
I need to find a way out. That's what I need. Is it this way? This way? Then this way? Here we go.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
Go fiddling with any locks around here. We're going to have a real problem.
You, sir, suck. I don't know. So what is this? This is... Ask Aldous for information about the daughter.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
I don't want to talk to him.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and Winterhold support him.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
Jarl Balgruuf.
Balgruuf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let Ulfric pillage his city.
General.
You people and your damn Jarls.
Sir, you can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric's plans. Embellish if you have to.
Damn Stormcloak rep. Stay sharp.
Yes, sir.
You know
I want to join the Imperial Legion. I just want to talk
sir.
to who it is I'm supposed to talk to. Talking to them on the other side. This guy right here.
Need something? Their aim could be steadier, but they're battle ready. Can any man hope to be ready for a dragon? I can but hone their skills and harden their hearts. The rest is up to the gods. Not my finest hour. Rogvir was a fine and honorable man. No, I think he was entirely wrong. Rogvir's execution was justified and necessary. Being honorable might make you a good man, but it doesn't make you right. Be a better world if it did. Generally posting information is need to know only.
Oh, hi, Zero. Ah, you disappeared.
I've been trying to find the time and place to let her know. Her daughter was sent to Whiterun. The skirmishes there have been violent. The Whiterun legate, he needed to know the Stormcloak positions. He sent out a party to scout the area. They happened upon a large force. I'm told none of them made it back. Private Morard, Angela's daughter, was in that scouting party. She needs to be told. My cousin's out fighting dragons, and what do I get? Guard duty.
Yeah, I came back after about an hour. I said, hey, you didn't answer, so I left. You must have been up doing something.
Staying safe, I hope.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger. You're passing through Solitude? Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes? It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, or just left lying around in someone's house. I bet the two of us were very alike. So why not take the next step? We can help each other. My sister Deja and I are treasure hunters. We like to collect things.
My precious?
I knew you looked like a clever one. With the war, many more ships come through these docks, loaded with weapons and pay, but few people, and they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in, but if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground. What an interesting idea. I think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be shared. Yes, if someone were to put out the lighthouse fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards, I could certainly direct them to that loot. Don't worry about them. We'll make sure they wash up safe. Maybe they'll even pay us for their heroic rescue from their sad crash. Turn me in? For what? What crime's been committed? I'm just making idle talk about what would most undoubtedly be a tragic event. A tragic and very, very profitable event.
Okay.
It would be best if we spoke little.
And I have one more.
Until you've completed your
I'm gonna
task.
wait till morning because screw sneaking around at night because I've already got snagged once. Alright. Where is this place right here? And then we'll go sleep. Well, at least we'll eat anyway. I don't know about the sleep thing.
If you're looking for potions, you should talk to my aunt, Angela. You were there for Rogvir's execution. Perhaps, but necessary. My cousin Fura is somewhere out there in Skyrim right now, fighting Ulfric Stormcloak and his damned insurrectionists. She wouldn't have to be there at all if it weren't for Rogvir. And my aunt wouldn't have to worry about her daughter. You really don't know? He lets Ulfric Stormcloak escape Solitude. Ulfric rides in, murders the High King, and Rogvir lets him ride right back out. Most people head over to the Winking Skeever. If you're not interested in music or drink, you can at least talk to Corpulus. He can fill you in on any of the latest gossip. People to see and places to go, huh? Later
It's good to see a fresh face. You wouldn't have happened to come from Whiterun, would you? You got Aldous to tell you something. I knew you would. What did he say? I told her. I told her the Imperial army would kill her. That this was a war of Jarls and Imperial generals, and we had no part in it. She just wouldn't hear it. It was brave of you to come to me with this. I can't thank you for it, not for this. But you have done me a service.
I remember talking to that dude. Alright, so let me see here. Anything else in town? Or we've officially cleared out the town. Nope, we're good. We should probably head back to Riften. Guess we can go by the house. No, let's just go to Riften. We'll do our training and then we'll go back by the house. We got a bunch of things to turn in, so things to get out of my bag. Get to Riften, and
Need
then
a ride?
I'm going to go eat.
Where do you want to go?
Do a few things. I, in theory, will be back
Climbing
later
back,
tonight.
and we'll be off.
Probably later tonight. I don't know. We'll see how the evening goes.
It's almost getting downright hot now.
But yeah, thanks for joining me. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you're joining from PlayStation, don't yawn. If you're joining from PlayStation, click on through and subscribe off the YouTube channel. And we'll be back. We're back here in a while, in theory. If not, I'll be on tomorrow, but I should be back later.
Too lazy to walk, eh? Well, you found the right place.